Hey up, welcome back to the channel. I've got another game jam to show you this time, and boy, have the 32-bit game jam community been busy. But before we start, I got a bunch of comments on the last video saying it's so cool how I've got a green screen. Unfortunately, it's not a green screen, it's literally just my kitchen wall. Speaking of which, we need to get rid of this though. Expellibananas. Cool. So let's get the first game up. Nice. Okay, so I felt like doing more of a face cam style for this. This first project that we have is graphical limbo, and first impressions, it's weird. I thought I made weird games, but this is like really weird. And it's meant to be weird, so that's not an insult. It's one of those games that's kind of based off LSD Dream Simulator, which was a PlayStation 1 game in the 90s. And so you're basically wandering through weird and fantastical worlds and sort of just exploring. That's the main point of the game, that you explore these worlds. You'll find a person with a teapot for a head that wants to sell you classified documents for £5 or $5, I think. Then you find a cat that gives you $5 because they found it on their lawn and they didn't want it on their lawn, so they've just given it to you. So yeah, it's a very weird game, but it's also a very funny game, and it's quite interesting to explore. So, very good. I just want to say that if you get to the end of this video and you enjoyed it, please like it and comment on it. And if you really like it, maybe you could even subscribe to me. So this next one that we have is called Sunken Shadows, and it's kind of like a procedurally generated arena shooter, I guess. You're wandering around these procedurally generated dungeons, as I say, and fighting crabs and snails, and you've got a sort of hook shot that doubles as a weapon and a means of moving around. You can shoot it at walls and then swing across big gaps with it, and it's actually quite fun. Or you can shoot it into enemies. Overall, this game's pretty fun, and I would rate it quite highly. It's also got these rooms where you can upgrade certain stats when you progress through the game, which is pretty cool as well. So this next one that we have is Western Reckoning, and if you watched my last 32-bit game jam video, you would have seen that there. It's this sort of like zombie survival style game, but set in like the Wild West, which is really cool. I haven't seen one of those before, and so essentially what they've done is they've taken that original project and added more stuff to it. They've added weapons, more weapons, they've added the ability to fix the barricades that protect you from the zombies, and they've also added new areas for you to explore as well. So all in all, it's very cool and a good improvement over the last one. The next project that we have is Corry the corsac, and you'll probably remember this one from the last jam as well. I can't actually figure out what's changed. I think it's just been polished up a little bit, and I think there's another level added as well. But I couldn't get to the next level because I'm really bad at it, and I can't get past the second level. But it's still a very good example, and well done. Okay, so my game was also in here. However, I kind of just finished it as the jam was coming to an end, and that's when I also made the video. So I've not really done much else to it. So what you're seeing now is pretty much exactly the same as how it was, but I'm going to be continuing to work on it. And eventually it'll be a full game, hopefully. Okay, so for the final game, we have Retro Racing Double Dash, and this is actually the game that won the competition. It's quite a cool little racing game. It's got multiplayer, or you can race against the computer players. It's got 5 different tracks that you can drive on, and it's quite a fun game. I wasn't very good at it. I placed last in pretty much all of the races that I did, but despite that, it's pretty good. It wasn't my favourite game out of the jam, and I will be showing what my favourite is in the next part of this video, so that will hopefully be up next week. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. And here's some B-roll footage of me driving really badly. I'll see you next week, hopefully.